everybody, welcome to my channel. Everything I say is alleged, my opinion, and for entertainment purposes only. Let's get into this recap of the interview that Latisha Scott did with Carlos King. Now, I just pulled out what was interesting to me. So Carlos King gives credit for her single-handedly bringing money into her family. Although throughout the interview, we never found out how she brought that money in. Is it because she's on this reality show? Is that what it is? They talk about her going to speech classes. She said her communication is one of her weaknesses, and it still is, but she don't care what we think about what she say. She gonna say it the way she say it, okay? Carlos clowns her, jokes with her about her saying events. And he's laughing with her. He's talking about he does that in front of his peoples. And they be like, okay, Latisha. Like, I don't know how funny that was. To me, it was a little dig, but okay. They got that report and hey. So Carlos tells her how she's a businesswoman with multiple degrees. How does she feel about people calling her stupid? She said people are saying it because they're saying it about themselves. Child. I think she has to say that just to make herself feel better, like affirmation, so to speak. Because people are going to talk. And if you can get to a point where it doesn't bother you anymore, just don't let it bother you. Point blank, period. You can't say they talking about themselves. That people going to say what they going to say. And that's it. And I get it. However, based on what we've seen on this show, Mel has been called stupid too for giving Martell another chance. And even more ridiculed when she left his ass. So, I don't know. And a lot of it came from you. Was that when you was hurting people? Tisha says she had to turn to her Bible and ask God to help her learn about the reality TV process. She said she had to take a break from social media, mostly because people were coming for her marriage. So she finally admits that her mother added fuel to the fire and played a part in the comments that she was getting about her marriage. She said it made her mad and she took it out on her children and it impacted her being a mom. Wow. But then she'll say in the next breath that because she was confident in herself and this, that. But you ain't had that confidence when you first started this show. But that's just my opinion. She said she wanted to quit the reality TV show. She said it was all God's doing that she's in the reality space. So you're not going to give the Hulks no credit for that? But anyway, Carlos King turns around and quickly says, we know how you got on this show, courtesy of the Hulks. Them meeting with me. There was no feedback from Tisha on that part. Okay. So they end up talking about, they end up getting into Schultz and how she's 70% ownership of this company. So he wanted to know if it's on paper or she is part of the business. She claims that she's part of the business, but Marceau is the face and he runs the business. So how are you part of the business outside of being a business owner on paper? She said she deals with the structure of the company, Listen, she ran this whole thing down only to say that Marceau runs the business. So basically, you the owner on paper. And that's it. So she said that they're living in an apartment right now because they're having their home renovated. And I'm just like confused because y'all was bragging all about Scott Manor and building y'all dream homes on Scott Manor. Shouldn't you be using this money towards that instead of doing renovations on a home? I'm not understanding. Anyway, they talk about Kiki wanting to be a part of the show before it aired. But wasn't Kiki supposed to be a part of the Christmas dinner that Mel and Martell was having with the producers to scout out the couples for the show? But you and Marceau interrupted Kiki's part by telling the host that she was on drugs. So Carlos asked her, is she happy about Kiki being on the show? Tisha says she had to let us know that she got Kiki on the show first. She brought her on the Brown Girls event because Kiki always wanted to be a speaker. And Tisha said that she allowed her to be a speaker. She said the second time she was on the show, it was with Mel at her Christmas party. And I was like, if you knew you wanted to be messy, then we could have had a different conversation. And Tisha, I'm going to have to stop you there. Because the second time she was on the show, it was at your graduation barbecue. And was it okay for her to be confronting Kimmy about telling the truth on the reunion where you wanted to lie? Isn't that messy? And them confronting your husband about cheating, ain't that messy? Now, mind you, the question was, are you happy if you're happy that Kiki's on the show? She never answered that question. She said, well, I'm just glad that she's living her dreams. This is what she always wanted to do. So Carlos threw a little shade to Mel saying, did you give Kiki the blueprint? And Kiki, what's her name? Kiki Tisha gonna say, I don't give no blueprints. It's my life, my blueprint. Child, bye. You ain't even know what blueprint was until Mel mentioned it. So Carlos asked her, how does she feel about people saying that she should thank Mel? And she was like, well, we actually did thank Mel when the show first came out. But people always want us to always say it. And you don't always have to say it. And then she going to say there's a lot of thank yous that need to go around because they asked us to be on the show. Girl, I'm going to need you to stop. Stay on topic. And that's that. So my question is, if Oprah Winfrey invited you to do this show and you said thank you, and do you expect Oprah to tell you thank you because you came to her show? I just need to know. That's just my question. So she also lets us know that her mother, nor Kiki, thanked her for being on the show and eating at her table. But that's not what she's here for. Obviously, it is because you brought it up, okay? She claimed because Carlos brought it up, she brought it up. Girl, get out of here. So I just have another question. So you mean to tell me Mel never in the beginning thanked y'all for being on the show? Not only you and your husband, but the whole cast. She ain't never thanked y'all for participating in the show? Because I find that hard to believe. So Carlos goes on about this thank you thing, and not sure where he was going with that, but basically I feel like he was shading Mel, like Mel owe Tisha something. She don't owe her shit. Tisha feels like people want her to say thank you every time. Again, you don't got to say thank you every time. They talk about people not believing in her, and she thanks Carlos over and over again for bringing her family, the Vespa clan, on TV. And she says she wants to meet Oprah. That's one of her goals. They talk about Tisha sitting with Kiki and saying, what if she talked about, Kiki's marriage? She said she's tired of people talking about her marriage. Like, girl, you're on a reality TV show. Get off the show if you don't want nobody talking about your marriage. I don't understand. She said she getting fed up with the females on this show, too, talking about her marriage. And she going to start saying what she know about their marriage. Because she's over it. Girl, go ahead and start that and watch what happens. The same thing that happened when you talk about Mel's marriage is going to happen again. Because you spent 6 to 7 years talking about the host's marriage. I mean, you made it your storyline. Never mind the tit for tat. Will you take accountability for that at least? Like, come on. Your mother confirmed. So they brought up the fact that Kiki was saying that they pitted Tisha and her against each other. And Tisha was like, no, I never heard that from my mothers or my aunties. And I'm calling you out on that lies because your mother confirmed it with Kiki. And you even said it when you were sitting with your mother at your house. You said, Kiki want everything I got. So if that's not comparing or pitting each other against each other, then what is? And then you had the nerve to say that black families always comparing each other. You wanted them. If I could find that doggone episode, I'm going to put it in here so I could remind you of what you said. They talk about some upcoming scenes. Tisha's interview was filled with contradictions, in my opinion. She appeared to come off as confident, but listen, you got to fake it till you make it. Because I'm just not buying it. I'm not convinced. Okay. Whatever works for you, girl. That's all I got. Like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so that you know when my next video comes out. And share this video. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.